if a person suffering from malaria goes to a physician, the physician cannot treat him until he moves out of the malarial swamp. Because he's just going to get reinfected. You have to change the conditions that are causing the disease. And the conditions in the world, all the corruption in the world, it's all being caused by unsound hearts. And so that's where you have to begin. And that's why the Prophet ﷺ said, إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I was sent to perfect character. Where does character emanate from? Sound hearts. Sound hearts. إِنَّمَا بُعِثْتُ لِأُتَمِّمَ مَكَارِمَ الْأَخْلَاقِ. I was only sent to perfect noble character. Why was his heart washed 3 times? It was taken out of his breast. This heart surgery was performed on the Messenger of Allah ﷺ with light. Angels are beings of light. They cut open his breast. Now they have laser. Laser is just light. Light is sterile. Light is not contaminated. So angels opened up his breast. They put his heart into a cup that had ice in it. If you have ever watched a heart surgery, when they take the heart out for a transplant, they bring the heart in, it's in ice. That's what they do in a heart surgery. That's in the seerah. It's in the hadith. They put it in a bowl of ice. That's what you have to do because it slows down the metabolism of the cells so that the heart doesn't die. And then they poured over it Zamzam. Now, the other thing that they do, they bring in this, there'll be a guy with a pitcher, and they're pouring on it what's called cryonic fluid. And it's fluid that has electrolytes in it, potassium and natrium muriaticum. And they're pouring it onto the heart because there's metabolic exchanges going on, so they keep the heart alive by giving it electrolytes. And one of the interesting things about Zamzam water is it's got high potassium and high sodium content. What they were doing was in accordance with modern knowledge, really. Divine surgeons, from Allah. They knew what they were doing. I mean, it's an amazing thing because I was actually worked in a cardiac unit, so I dealt a lot with cardiac surgery. But it just struck me as so amazing when I was studying that because I knew the hadith. I just said, SubhanAllah. So the Prophet ﷺ, his heart was pure. And that's why the people around him, their hearts were purified by being in his company. Because that's what happened. If you keep company of good people, you become like good people. You keep company of bad people, you become like bad people. One of the things about recidivism in prison, you get people that become Muslim in prison or they become Christian, whatever. They go back, and one of the horrible things, look at this, in parole, I don't know about this country, but in America, in the parole system, in America, the prisoner has to go back to the place where he was arrested. It's total madness. I mean, they put him right back in the environment that destroyed him in the first place. So it's like sending somebody who had malaria, now he's been treated, you send him back to the swamp. That's what they do. It's a horrible thing. These people, they really try to get better. A lot of them actually really try to get better. And then they go back, all their friends are there who haven't changed. Here's somebody, he's really changed. He's become Muslim, he's praying, he's fasting. He's got some spiritual strength. Suddenly he finds himself back in the same place. And all his old buddies come. And he feels strong. And this is one of the things Sidi Ahmed Zarruq reminds us. He said, never trust the nafs. If you've fallen into disobedience in a place, never feel strong about going back to it. Because he said, that's how ma'asiyah reoccurs. Is you get weak. You go back and you say, no, I'm not going to do it this time. You go back and you do it again. So this is what these people do. They go back to these places, and then the people say, oh, just come down and, oh, no, I'm not doing crack anymore. I gave that up. Yeah, that's okay. You don't have to do anything. Come on, just come down. See, Joey's down there, and just come down and see. We'll hang out, man. Don't worry about it. And he's, well, all right, I don't want to, because he's his friends and this and that. And he goes down. Suddenly they're all firing up the crack cocaine, and they're also, oh man, I feel this is really good. Come on, man, just take one hit. What's it going to do? This is how it happens. This is being repeated right now. There's people right now. I guarantee you, the cycle starts over again. And this is a human being. That's why you have to be in company. There was this interview of this monk I saw, and the monk said they get up every morning at 3 o'clock and start there chanting. And this guy said, isn't that difficult? He said, you know what? If I had to do it on my own, I'd never be able to do it. But there's 100 monks here. Everybody gets up. He said, it's really easy. It's the same here. Everybody's here. It's easy to go pray in the jama'ah because everybody's going to the jama'ah. But then when you go back to these places, you know, I feel a little tired. That's what happens. But here, everybody go. It's the strength of jama'ah. Inna Allah ma'al jama'ah. Allah is with the jama'ah. And that's what we've lost. We've lost jama'ah. When Sheikh Khatri came from Mauritania to America, he said that he knows